everybody, and we're ready to start week 1 of this 12-week term, and hopefully you've already gone through all the material up here before week 1. We've had an orientation to the course. Hope you've listened to that. You've gone through the syllabus links. You've introduced yourself and responded to a minimum of 3 classmates, a minimum of 3, hopefully more. And then if you have any questions, you posted them in the help forum. Okay, for week 1, let's open up the lesson plans for weeks 1 through 6. And then you'll get access to all the work here. In the beginning paragraph, it will say to you here that this course needs to match the same required amount of time as if you were taking it on campus. And if you were taking this class on campus for the 16 weeks, it would require 54 hours of campus time. And so that would be about, I think per week, about 4.5 hours per week. And so sometimes our lesson plans are only 3 hours, so actually you're saving yourself a little bit of time in terms of taking it online. And sometimes, but I'm not including when I'm doing approximate hours for each lesson plan, the exam times, the time it takes you to actually answer the midterm questions. So you have to add that into that as well. But this course needs to match the 54 hours, and more or less it does. If you add up all the time commitments in this class, it would be about 54 hours as though you were taking it on campus for the 54 hours. Okay, so getting started for week 1, I think you've already completed all of these little bullets. The course syllabus you've gone through, you've introduced yourself, you learned how to create a website and have already created that hopefully this week, and you've emailed it to me in week 1 or week 2. And then this here is a dictionary of terms and terms that you might come across in a world religions course. Okay, it's optional if you want to look at that. And then we'll go ahead and start lesson plan 1. Let's look real quickly at these bullets. It says to complete lesson plan 1, there's going to be a lecture to listen to. There's going to be readings and film and essay posts. And always take notes when you're watching the films so that you do not have to re-watch them when it comes to answering the material on them, because that would be a double watch and it would take too much time. And then always respond to other students' essay posts. Those are called interactive posts. Interact with the class on the participation forum and current event, intellectual question. Respond to another person's participation post that will also earn you participation credit, as though it is a participation post itself. So do note that. And then strong suggestion. Work on the midterm material each and every week and not just during midterm week, because that would be way too stressful for you. The midterm exam will take several hours to complete, but if you're working on it regularly through each of the weeks up into the midterm, then you will be good to go, and you'll be very thankful you've done that. Okay. And the material is fresh in your head each week, so you'd be doing a much better job on it. So what I would suggest you do is you open up the lesson plan. Actually, the first thing I would do is jump down to number 5 here, and I would open up the question on it. You'll see that there's 4 bullets because each of my questions for the midterm and for the final will have 4 bullets. And 4 bullets, what these represent are 4 ideas, okay, to be covered. And think of it as one full paragraph. And sometimes the paragraphs will be smaller, sometimes they'll be more lengthy, but 4 main sections to cover. And I would probably write it up as readings, and then you can do your bullet 1, bullet 2, bullet 3, and then films, and then you have only 1 bullet on that one. Okay. I give approximate estimation of how much time it will take you, and so for instance, the lecture notes is pretty simple. You open that up, and you listen to a lecture. I think, let me just look at it real quick. How many minutes is it? It's 5 minutes. Okay. Here we go. And it really is a summary of the material and what we're covering that week. So it's very, very important. What I'm giving you right now is really directions, but this lecture is something different. This is not directions to the week. This is actually a lecture on the reading material and on the film watching, so it's really helpful. It's a required lecture to listen to, and these notes here are notes that I give my students for the on-campus classes, and I thought I'd supply them with you because it really gives you a synopsis of the main points as well of the reading. So what is religion, its origins, why study it, how to study it, social function, and future religion, all of which is covered in the reading. So the notes are very helpful, the lecture is very helpful, and these two should be considered required and very valuable to you. The required reading here, you have the book called How to Study the Sacred. It is available on Amazon. It's only about $6. I did supply you with a PDF. If you go to the syllabus, you'll see the PDF for that is available, so you could access it that way, or you can have the hard copy, which is much easier to deal with. And then how the book's broken up is an introduction, and then chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4. Chapter 5 is its social function. I made that one optional, and then chapter 6 is its future. So to go ahead and read through that. And the film here, The film is just kind of to spark your interest in world religions, and it's called Baraka. It's a Ron Frick film. Ron Frick has done some great cinematography films, and the word itself, Baraka, means blessing. I believe it's an Islamic word that means blessing, and it takes you around the world and shows you various inspiring religious scenes. And so the film is like 2 hours long, I believe, and I'm assigning you the first 15 minutes of it. But I do know, okay, if you're really interested, and I mentioned here, if you watch the last 15 minutes, those are my favorite sections of the whole film. The first 15 minutes, they're like bookends, and then the last 15 minutes. And so the first 15 minutes for sure, and the last 15 minutes are very, I mean, if you watch more film watching than required or read more than is required, anything you do extra in my class, let me know about it because that serves as extra credit. And on your website, you would have a little section called extra credit. You can write a little note to me, I watched the last 15 and this is what I liked about it. And then I also offer optional here, the Dalai Lama and World Religions, a little harder to understand. I mean, I can understand them perfectly, but some students have a harder time. World Religions and Religious Harmony, it's just really, I like the Dalai Lama a lot. And then Origins of Religion, a little tiny little 4-minute film there. But those are going to be optional. The Baraka is required. Okay, and then the post topic, and it's going to be, it looks lengthier than it is. This is just information to you telling you what the posts are about. The posts, when they're due and what you should be focusing on. The posts are due at the end of each week, and the week ends on a Sunday, and a new one begins on a Monday, but I give you a grace period. So it's due either Sunday or Monday. And then Tuesday starts then it would be considered late going into Tuesday. They will be accepted late though. So don't assume if you haven't met that Monday deadline that, oh, I can't do it now. Still get it up. It's just for full credit. It would be due at the due time. And then what they're meant to be is not simply a summary of the material and summary of the films. No, it's your position on a topic. And it's your position on the topic having then completed the reading and the films on it. It's not just your position, your opinion, just in general. It's really having studied it, been educated about that topic, and then what your position is on it. So for instance, the first one is, why do you think it's important to study religion? And draw some insights from the reading, okay, and then your own personal insights. And then there's different theories explained in the origins of religion, and that's found in the reading. And go through some of those and then tell me which one makes the most sense to you and why. So those are pretty clear. It's always about your position for the post. And then your exam question, okay? And there you go. So that constitutes lesson plan 1 for week 1. And I believe there's just that one lesson plan this week, there is. And then lesson plan 2 will start a new topic. Week 3, if you notice, has 2 lesson plans. So if you want to start lesson plan 3 earlier, okay, because Hinduism is pretty intense, you're more than welcome to. Okay, I hope this helped you get a better understanding of what week 1 was about. And if you have any questions, post in the help forum. And namaste to you all. Thank you.